Let review new curriculum, 4 English major, Part 3A, 50 actual let questions with Rationale. This is JM Pedagogical Blog Review. Direction: you may get your note to answer and to record your score. There's a timer for each question. You are free to pause the video if the given time is limited for you. Do not hesitate to finish this video, for you are the next licensed professional teacher. Okay, let's get started.
B. On the duty of civil disobedience. This essay by Thoreau argues that individuals should not permit governments to overrule their consciences, and that they have a duty to avoid enabling injustice through passive compliance. It deeply influenced Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. A. The unrelieved sense of death that pervades. Joyce Carol Oates earned the title The Dark Lady of American Letters due to the recurring themes of violence, death, and psychological trauma in her work. Her fiction often explores the darker aspects of American life, which critics have noted as haunting and intense. D. The swords symbolize the Virgin Mary's sorrows. The image of 7 swords in Mary's heart is a traditional Catholic symbol representing her 7 sorrows, such as the prophecy of Simeon, the flight into Egypt, and the crucifixion. See automaticity. According to the automaticity theory, readers struggle with comprehension when they focus too much on decoding or word identification. Once word recognition becomes automatic, more mental energy can be devoted to understanding meaning. A. The world is too much with us. A sonnet by William Wordsworth, expressing regret that humans have become too preoccupied with materialism and lost their connection with nature. The lines about Proteus and Triton reflect the poet's longing for a renewed sense of wonder and spiritual connection with nature. B. In the story, who is short? This asks for a direct, factual detail explicitly stated in the text. Literal comprehension focuses on surface-level understanding names, facts, settings, and events. A. Sanction, approve, and sanction, penalize. A perfect contronym, also called an auto-antonym or Janus word, is a single word that has 2 opposite meanings, depending on context. Sanction, approve or authorize. Example, the committee sanctioned the event. Sanction, penalize or punish. Example, the US put sanction against violators. See March, month, and March, walk. A capitonym is a word that changes meaning, and sometimes pronunciation, when capitalized, often refers to a proper noun. March, capitalized, refers to the month. March, lowercase, refers to the act of walking rhythmically, often in a parade or protest. Lead to guide and led a medal. Heteronyms are a type of homograph, which are words that are spelled the same but have different pronunciations and meanings. The pair of heteronyms is lead, to guide, and led, a metal, because they are spelled the same but have different pronunciations and different meanings. D-ball, dance, and ball, toy. Homonyms are words that are spelled and pronounced the same but have different meanings. Ball, a formal dance, and ball, a round object used in play. Perfect homonyms. Same spelling, same pronunciation, different meanings. B. Graphophonic error. This error arises from misinterpreting the visual, grapho, and sound, phonic features of the word. Feather and father, look and sound, similar, so the student likely relied on letter sound cues and misread the word. Aliguyon. Aliguyon is the central hero of the Hudhud epic, a traditional Ifugao chant. He is known for his bravery, wisdom, and his legendary battle with Pumbakayon, which ends in peace and alliance between their tribes. C. The great epic characters became models of conduct for later generations of the Greeks. Homeric heroes like Achilles, Odysseus, and Hector embodied virtues such as bravery, honor, and cunning. These characters shaped Greek ideals of heroism, leadership, and moral behavior, deeply influencing education and cultural values. See temptation. The snake appears just as Tinang reads Amado's letter, stirring her emotions and memories. It symbolizes the temptation to revisit her past and possibly stray from her current life and responsibilities. C. His love for Aida was but an infatuation. The line, "I felt all ardour for her gone from me entirely," marks the moment he understands that his feelings were based on youthful fantasy, not genuine connection. This is the core epiphany of the story. D. The Husband of Mrs. Cruz. A farce is a type of comedy that is characterized by exaggerated situations, slapstick humor, and physical comedy. It often involves absurd or ridiculous plot lines. The Husband of Mrs. Cruz is a play by French playwright Georges Feydeau, known for his farces. The play revolves around a series of comical misunderstandings and complications arising from a man's attempt to hide his extramarital affairs. C. Excitement. The lines express a feeling of excitement mixed with a touch of awe, as the speaker describes madcap inspirations that are like flinging stars and breaking away before they can be fully grasped, suggesting an energetic and overwhelming creative flow. B. To appreciate even the smallest of things. The imagery of seeing a world in a grain of sand and a heaven in a wildflower emphasizes the idea that vast truths and beauty can be found in tiny, overlooked details. De Petrarcan. Petrarcan sonnet, which features an 8-line octave followed by a 6-line sestet, and exhibits the typical structure where a volta, or turn in thought, occurs between the two sections. C. Olfactory. The phrase, "odors arose from the ash pits and dark, odorous stables," creates a strong image of sense, appealing directly to the sense of smell. A. Its vitality. The speaker admires Chicago's energy, pride, and raw strength. Phrases like lifted head singing, so proud to be alive, and coarse and strong and cunning all point to a vibrant, vigorous city full of life and resilience. C. Alienation from the society. This is the central theme. In a clean and well-lighted place, the old man and waiter confront the emptiness of life and the need for refuge from despair. In hands, Wing Biddlebaum lives in fear and isolation due to past trauma and societal misunderstanding. B. Life is short. Because the poem emphasizes the brief duration of life by comparing it to the short existence of a flower and saying the space between is but an hour, highlighting how fleeting life truly is. A. Amazement. The tone is one of wonder and admiration at human abilities, expressed through exclamatory praise. B. Boast. Swellst is an archaic form of swell used to mean swell with pride, making it a synonym for boast. C. Carpe diem. The phrase, "Since life fleets, all is change. The past gone, seize today," directly echoes the Carpe diem philosophy, Latin for seize the day. Browning critiques those who live only for the moment, but he still engages with the idea, asserting a deeper purpose in life's fleeting nature. C. Teachers from America. The Thomasites are teachers from America who were sent to the Philippines during the early American colonial period. They were a group of about 600 American educators who arrived on an army transport ship named the Thomas in 1901. B. There are 10 syllables in a line. A sonnet's 14 lines of iambic pentameter mean there are 10 syllables in a line. This is because pentameter indicates 5 feet, and an iamb is a 2-syllable unit, making 5 iambs equal to 5 times 2 equals 10 syllables. B. Civil War. Gone with the Wind is set during the American Civil War and Reconstruction era. It explores the impact of the war on Southern society, particularly through the life of Scarlett O'Hara. C. Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. He was a French writer and aviator who wrote The Little Prince, Le Petit Prince, in 1943. The novel is a philosophical tale about innocence, love, and human nature. B. José García Vila. Vila was a prominent Filipino poet and literary critic who strongly advocated art for art's sake. He emphasized artistic excellence and form over political or social content, believing that literature should be appreciated for its aesthetic value. See Kalidasa. Kalidasa is widely regarded as the Shakespeare of India due to his mastery of Sanskrit drama and poetry. His works like Shakuntala and Meghaduta are celebrated for their lyrical beauty, emotional depth, and dramatic structure, much like Shakespeare's plays. D. Morphology. Morphology is the study of word formation and structure. It involves morphemes, the smallest units of meaning, and how they combine to form words. C. Road less traveled. The speaker chooses the road less traveled by, which symbolizes a choice that is unconventional or less popular. B. George Eliot. Marianne Evans used the pen name George Eliot to publish her literary works, including Middlemarch and Silas Marner. She chose a male pseudonym to ensure her writing would be taken seriously in a male-dominated literary world. D. Input hypothesis. This is the core of Krashen's theory. It proposes that learners acquire language when they receive comprehensible input that includes structures just beyond their current level. Context helps make this input understandable. Fricatives. These sounds are characterized by a narrow constriction in the vocal tract, causing turbulent airflow that produces a hissing or buzzing sound when air is forced through it. C. Anaphora. Anaphora is the use of a word or phrase that refers back to another word or phrase mentioned earlier. In this case, did so refers back to close the door, making it an example of anaphoric reference. B. Behaviorist learning theory. Rooted in the work of B.F. Skinner, this theory views language learning as habit formation. Learners overcome native language habits by forming new ones through repetition, pattern drills, and positive reinforcement. A. Structural competence. Not part of communicative competence. It refers more to understanding how language structures, like syntax or morphology, work. But communicative competence goes beyond structure. A. Childhood relationships between siblings were sometimes painful. The story, The Centipede, portrays the tense and hurtful relationship between Eddie and his sister Delia, showing how sibling jealousy and resentment can cause emotional pain. C. The Love of Alfredo for Julia. The Dead Stars by Paz Marquez Benitez symbolizes the love of Alfredo for Julia. This love is likened to a dead star because it is something that Alfredo initially perceived as brilliant and real, but upon closer inspection, he realizes it has faded and is no longer alive. A. The speaker wants his past not to be forgotten. The line, "You shall not forget, for I am past forgetting," means the speaker wants his past not to be forgotten. The phrase, past forgetting, emphasizes that the speaker's memories and experiences are so profound that they are indelible, and they are now demanding that their lover's memory must also hold on to these experiences, rather than forget them. Be authoritarian? This style involves quick decision-making, clear directives, and strong control, which are crucial in urgent or crisis situations where time is limited and consensus building is impractical. D-semantic mapping. Semantic mapping is a strategy used to activate prior knowledge, schema, and visually organize related concepts. By writing storm surge on the board, encircling it, and clustering student responses around it, Mrs. Torres is helping students build connections between ideas. C. A recently completed action.
The word just when used with the present perfect tense, has, signifies that the action happened very recently, almost immediately before the current moment of speaking.
D. What did they give us? What or whom after the verb. In the sentence, they gave us badges. The verb is gave. Ask, what did they give? Badges is the direct object. B. Cataphoric. The pronoun she refers to Nicole, which is a noun mentioned later in the sentence. This is a forward reference, a characteristic of cataphora, where a word or phrase points to something that appears later in the text. B. Slippery slope. Because it claims that one initial action, not protesting the changes, will inevitably lead to a series of increasingly dire consequences, eventually ending with no health coverage at all, without providing evidence for this causal link. C. Developed his own poetic form and style, instead of adhering to the traditional poetic forms. Whitman's free verse style, which broke away from traditional poetic structures, allowed him to express a wide range of American themes and experiences in a unique way, significantly impacting subsequent generations of poets.
How many correct answers did you get in this review? You may share it on the comment box. I hope you got a passing score and you learn as well. Good luck Let Passers and Top Notcher, claim it. Congratulations to the March 2025 Let Passer. Congratulations teachers on passing the board exams. Your hard work and dedication have paid off. This achievement is just the beginning of a bright future ahead. Wishing you continued success in all your endeavors. The next video will appear on screen. Click it to watch, or you may choose the playlist for more related videos.